routine to his brilliant performance in A Place in the Sun, this private man off-screen is remembered as one of Hollywood's greatest actors. The Extraordinary Life of Montgomery Clift. Tuesday on an all-new biography.
This program is brought to you in part by Princess Cruises. It's more than a cruise. It's the Love Boat.
Sherlock Holmes Mysteries will continue in a moment on A&E.
Princess to Alaska. It's more than a cruise. It's the Love Boat.
It's not a perfect world. Even pantyhose could stand some improvement. Presenting No Nonsense with a unique stay-flat waistband that doesn't roll down or bind. It's something other pantyhose just don't have. No Nonsense, beautifully put together.
Your perception of German luxury cars is about to do a 180. The car 3 of Germany's top automotive publications chose as best in this class was neither Mercedes nor BMW, but the all-new Audi 100. The all-new Audi 100. First, at last.
New American cuisine from the menu? I love it. Le white meat, le muffin, le glazes, le spice, le style, le smile, le salsa with rice, le tangy, le trendy, le let me suggest. New American cuisine, le menu, le best. The great combinations, the grilled with le care, the new way of eating with savoir-faire. Le turkey, le sirloin, woo, I'm impressed. New American cuisine, le menu, le best, woo-hoo.
At A&E, we cast our spotlight on the world's great performers. You can too, by supporting the performing arts in your community. Together, we can keep the light burning brightly for all. A community service message from A&E.
Sherlock Holmes Mysteries returns to The Greek Interpreter. Sherlock Holmes Mysteries will continue in a moment on A&E.
What is wild? Wild is an exciting blend of herbs and spices, and the goodness of Uncle Ben's rice. Wild is Uncle Ben's long grain and wild rice, and wild is wonderful.
In designing the new Achieva, Oldsmobile has also designed an intelligent way to have one, the Achieva Smart Lease. Just $199 per month for 48 months and no down payment gets you an Achieva with anti-lock brakes, automatic transmission, and air. The Achieva Smart Lease. Intelligence and value from Oldsmobile. The power of intelligent engineering.
Brilliant stars, dazzling performances, classic films from Hollywood and contemporary drama from the world's great directors. The movies on A&E. Brought to you by 100% Colombian coffee, the richest coffee in the world.
We were 3 days out of Dakar on the Queen Elizabeth II. I was right in the middle of an apricot flambé.
Captain, I'm afraid we've just run out of Colombian coffee. Run out, Mr. Howard? Full about, Mr. Roberts. Engine room, full speed.
So we turned back. Under the circumstances, it was the only civilized thing we could do.
100% Colombian coffee, the richest coffee in the world.
A valuable artifact from the Incas.
What you have is the king from Sutterat.
Does it come complete with a curse?
What curse? Only 2 people have died who've had that?
Will Lovejoy be next?
You Lovejoy.
Not necessarily. If only he can get to the bottom of Montezuma's revenge. Is it the curse, or worse?
Professor Hayward's been killed and they think you did it.
Is it a case of Inca Dinka Doo?
Maybe.
Lovejoy, a true original, tonight on A&E.
Not long ago, the fellas over at the country club gave Ed Hensel a little party. You see, in over 40 years, Ed never missed a day at the club. Every afternoon, just after 3, like clockwork, there's Ed. A banker by trade, Ed is a master at knowing just how to fill all that leisure time. Unfortunately, banker's hours may not be your hours when buying a car. So finance your new vehicle with GMAC right at your GM dealership. Nobody knows more about auto financing and leasing. And we don't keep banker's hours.
Sherlock Holmes Mysteries returns to The Greek Interpreter. Sherlock Holmes Mysteries will continue in a moment on A&E.
For those interested in a Highline Japanese car, Audi offers an alternative, the all-new Audi 100 V6. The first German automobile designed to not only turn heads, but opinion as well. The all-new Audi 100 V6. To drive it is to take control.
I try to ignore my sensitive teeth, but they hurt.
Don't ignore your sensitive teeth. Sensodyne helps stop the pain that can start the domino effect, make you stop brushing, could even lead to tooth loss.
Thanks, Sensodyne.
Sensodyne helps stop the pain and the domino effect.
Smelly, rotten mildew stains? Try X14. It's better. Compare 3 sprays of Tilex to just 1 spray of X14. In minutes, the X14 side is cleaner. X14 mildew stain remover and X14 soap scum remover.
His words,
Darling.
Her glamour. 3 one-act plays. Joan Collins and Noel Coward. Collins meets Coward. Tuesday on stage.
This is your invitation to enter the world of Arts and Entertainment magazine.
Here you'll discover thought-provoking authors, reviews of the finest in performing arts and literature,
Highlights from the latest in music, home videos, and motion pictures.
and in-depth profiles of today's most intriguing personalities.
All the drama, the wonder, the beauty you've come to expect from the A&E network can be found in Arts and Entertainment magazine.
Plus beautiful color photography, challenging crossword puzzles,
And an expanded, improved program guide that takes you behind the scenes of the best in television.
To receive your 12 monthly issues for only $18 a year, send a check or money order to Arts and Entertainment Magazine, P.O. Box 2071, Knoxville, Iowa 50197 2071.
Or use your credit card and call toll-free 1-800-238-2800.
Sherlock Holmes Mysteries returns to The Greek Interpreter. Sherlock Holmes Mysteries will continue in a moment on A&E.
What is wild? Wild is an exciting blend of herbs and spices and the goodness of Uncle Ben's rice. Wild is Uncle Ben's long grain and wild rice, and wild is wonderful.
8 years ago, BMW started a driving school in America.
The better a car feels to you, the better a car is engineered.
For BMW, a natural extension of an inherent belief.
The better driver you become.
That's quite a feeling to be able to go around a corner like that.
A belief that a well-engineered automobile should do more than simply improve the driver's image.
And I felt like I had control of the car instead of the car having control of me.
A better driver. The ultimate goal of the ultimate driving machine.
How many times I told my dad to see a doctor. He was stubborn. But the pain in his stomach just wouldn't go away. He had to go. You should have seen the relief on his face when the doctor said Mylanta. He said it was indigestion, and his kind of indigestion needed strong medicine.
Mylanta is strong medicine, strongly recommended. In fact, Mylanta is the antacid doctors recommend most.
My doctor said Mylanta.
Born into the privileged world of British aristocracy, he rose from political outcast to Britain's prime minister, a maverick politician, a brilliant orator, journalist, and warrior. To many, he was the savior of Western civilization.
Against the triumphant might of Hitler, we stood alone.
the larger-than-life story of Winston Churchill, an American television event, Tuesday, April 7th on Biography.
Brilliant stars, dazzling drama, sparkling performances. Every Saturday, another movie gem on A&E's Diamond Cinema. In all of love's languages and for all of life's celebrations, only a diamond is forever.
10 years. I still get butterflies.
Funny, she doesn't look married. I bet she cries or bites her lip.
Hello, stranger.
I'm hardly a stranger.
Well, you are late.
I know. You shouldn't have waited 10 years for this. Happy anniversary.
The Diamond Anniversary Band. Tell her you'd marry her all over again.
You sure can pick an appetizer.
Sherlock Holmes Mysteries returns to The Greek Interpreter.
Spray and wash stain stick has an enzyme formula that eats at the jams and jellies of the day as soon as you put it on. Then you can wait up to a week to wash. That's how stain stick gets out what America gets into. It's not a perfect world. Even pantyhose could stand some improvement. Presenting no nonsense with a unique stay flat waistband that doesn't roll down or bind. It's something other pantyhose just don't have. No nonsense, beautifully put together.
Hello, I'm Leona, your automatic teller. Can I help you with a student loan?
No, a car loan, Leona. Fast forward.
Is 2020. You know the pictures. You remember where you were. But you may never have heard the details you'll hear tonight.
Was his face badly damaged?
When they brought JFK into the emergency room, Dr. Charles Crenshaw was there. For nearly 30 years, he's been afraid to speak out. Not anymore. Listen to what he tells Tom Gerald.
From what you say and what you're describing, he was shot from the front.
I'll always believe that because of the wounds that I observed at Parkland Hospital.
A powerful new account of the death of JFK. I know what I saw. Sick of the rat race and the misery? Say goodbye to this and hello, American dream. A suburb where everything from jobs to schools are at your doorstep.
I was driving 130 miles a day, minimum.
So it's fantastic. I don't even have to get into a car.
Are there negatives, or are planned communities about to take off? Bob Brown takes you there. Welcome to heaven. Plus, attempts to bribe federal agents.
It was cash passed across the table.
Produce a major crackdown.
Go. Okay, we've got the principal up here and one woman in custody.
The prize was green cards.
You have the right to remain silent.
Aliens need them to work here. Most get them legally, but some get them through fraud. How do they do it? John Stossel shows you. Immigration brokers selling out the USA. Those stories tonight, April 3rd, 1992.
Millions of people around the world are desperate to live in the United States. Tonight, how that desperation fuels a vastly profitable but illegal trade in green cards. What is a green card? Well, if you're an alien who wants to stay in America and who wants to work, a green card is mandatory. So how do you get one? Well, there's the right way, and then there's the black market.
And that black market, the likes of which can be found nationwide, has been the target of a federal sting operation. Tonight, you'll see how a trap was set, and then hidden cameras recorded the action. A steady stream of bribes, cash, gifts offered to federal agents, all to get green cards. John Stossel has our report, one in which many things aren't what they appear.
Looks like the one garage door is open. That's one of our...
It's 6 a.m. On this street in Atlanta, Georgia, agents from the Immigration and Naturalization Service have gotten into position. Then the word comes, go.
Watch the garage. You got a window behind you. Police officers, open the door. Go. I'm left, I'm left. I got the kitchen. Kitchen's clean. Okay, we got one downstairs.
Okay, you come to me.
The man these agents were looking for is King Hong Heng.
Okay, we've got the principal up here and one woman in custody.
King is what's known as an immigration broker, someone who, for a fee, helps immigrants get green cards.
You have the right to remain silent.
The INS says King's way of helping his clients was to bribe immigration officials. And on the same morning, INS agents in Texas, Florida, North Carolina, New Jersey, and California arrested other immigration brokers and their clients. This is what the brokers were buying for their clients, the precious green card, though it's not green. It's the license that lets an immigrant live and work in the United States. Without it, you can visit here, but you usually can't stay more than 6 months, and you cannot take the first steps toward becoming a U.S. citizen. For years, the Immigration Service knew that some brokers were helping illegals get green cards by teaching them how to file phony papers. But it wasn't until 1989 that they figured out a way to do something about it. 1600 Callowhill Street is home to the INS office in Philadelphia. Every day, this place is crowded with applicants eager to get that precious green card.
So hope you got it. Of course, yes, sir. Okay, have a seat.
The most common way people get the card is to marry a U.S. citizen. That's what the woman on the right did.
We will probably ask you a few questions that...
The INS often challenges the marriages. Is this a real marriage?
How old are you, ma'am?
40.
Okay, how old is your husband?
24.
Okay. Has the age difference between you and your husband created any problems in your marital situation? Okay.
Immigration concluded this was a real marriage. She will get the green card. For years, phony marriages were the biggest area of immigration fraud seen by Agent Bill Horn and other INS examiners. But a few years ago, they noticed a new scam. A new law grants green cards to those who've been here since 1982. INS started getting lots of applications from illegals like this man who claimed to have been here then, but who really had come years later. Their applications were turned down, but the INS didn't prosecute them. They don't have the resources to go after all those illegals individually. And what they really wanted to do was catch the bigger fish, the immigration brokers who were making good money teaching people how to cheat. But they weren't certain how to go about that until one day one of the brokers offered a bribe. He put $300 in an envelope and gave it to Bill Horn. He could have kept it.
Could have kept it, but it wasn't worth risking my job for $300. At the time,
if he'd offered $1,000.
It wasn't worth that either.
Horn reported the bribe to his superiors, who brought in the FBI. The FBI hid a camera and microphone in this room, and then told Bill, conduct your interviews in here. They said, go ahead, Bill, take the money, we'll take pictures.
In essence, yes. They said, let's give this guy some rope and see where he goes.
Where it went over the next 10 months was impressive. 38 brokers came in again and again, paying Bill at first hundreds, then thousands of dollars if he'd approved their clients' applications.
This is 1,000, right?
The average bribe was about $500 per immigrant, says the man who supervised the investigation, Assistant U.S. Attorney Ron Levine. And how much did the broker charge the immigrant?
The broker, according to our information and debriefings of some of these folks, they charged anywhere from $2,500 to $3,500 and up.
Nice profit.
They were making a hell of a profit, yes.
One person who paid a lot of bribe money is Jose Suriel. He's the man on the right. That's his lawyer on the left. Jose paid more than $76,000 in bribes. He ran his immigration operation out of this travel agency in Philadelphia. On tape, Jose spoke only Spanish, but what he passed across the table is self-explanatory.
2, 4, 6, 8.
And he offered Bill more than money.
All right. He wanted to be nice to me and offered me a car. I said, sure. So he gave me a 1988 Mercury Sable and came in one day, gave me the keys and said, here it is. It's in the lot down the street, and we went and picked it up.
Jose's lawyer says Jose didn't believe he was doing anything wrong.
In his mind, he was doing business the way it was done, both in his own country and the way he was led to believe it was done here. So he felt that while it may have been a crime, it was the type of thing that was often overlooked and often done.
Jose paid bribes for more than 100 illegals, most from the Dominican Republic. His business got to be so good that he opened up another brokerage 100 miles away in New York, out of this storefront in Queens. He hired Juan Nunez to run it.
People were just coming in the office and throwing $5,000, $6,000 at one time. They didn't even ask how much. They just come in with money, you know.
$5,000, $6,000?
$5,000, $6,000 per card.
His clients were so desperate to work here. Juan took them to Philadelphia by train, and they got cards.
I can't even describe it with words, you know. Here they are crying of happiness when they walked out of there.
Eventually, Jose got Juan to pay some of the bribes himself.
So you knew you were doing something illegal?
Yes. You know, I did know something, that it was illegal. I did know. But when people went there with their applications by themselves, without a broker, they were denied. I saw people come out there with tears in their eyes because they were not given these cards. And then I would come in later.
People who deserved the cards.
People who I feel deserved the cards and provided them with good information. And then I would go back 2 minutes later with one of Jose's clients, and they would mess up a couple of questions. They would be provided their cards.
Certainly Orlando Rodriguez knew he was breaking the law. He was an assistant to a Philadelphia congressman. On this day, a local TV show interviewed him as an expert on immigration. Sometime later, he was on TV again. This time, he didn't know about it.
What, 1,400?
1,400.
Rodriguez saw getting cards for illegals as a good way to raise money for a political campaign he planned for himself.
Is this going to help finance your campaign?
Somewhat.
Yeah.
A little.
How much you figure you'll need for that?
125,000, 140,000.
No kidding.
As months went by, more brokers came in. It got to the point that Bill didn't have time to take all the bribes.
It got busy.
It got real busy.
People approached you on the street?
I couldn't walk to the train station. They would all come up and try and talk to me and tell me they wanted to bring cases to me and try and get an in that fashion. And I tried to tell them just to come in and see me in the office, but it got quite hectic.
Broker Valerie Glover came to Philadelphia all the way from her office in Delaware. Glover's an attorney who said she had lots of clients and could bring Bill lots of business.
Well, I have, 37 people.
Do you really?
Yeah, and growing every day. I think we'll probably end up doing about 100 a month if you can manage it. That's like 5 a day.
Wow.
Valerie paid more bribes than anyone, $130,000 in all. Since she charged her clients 5 to 10 times the amount of the bribe, there was plenty of money left for her. She worried about Bill, too, and as a lawyer, she said she knew how to help him launder the money.
She suggested that one avenue would be to pretend that I had had an accident of some sort, automobile accident in a foreign country, and claim that this was a settlement in that foreign country.
Sometimes she'd give Bill a little grief when Bill called her customers ineligible.
They're not eligible.
Like, Bill, don't say that.
They're not. You know they're not.
But to us they are.
To whom?
And to me and you.
To me they're not.
Bill.
Her lawyer has an interesting explanation for why she did all this.
Valerie had a successful business going, and in the midst of it, she made a very bad decision because she suffered from a disease that oftentimes caused her to exercise very poor judgment.
She's manic-depressive, he says.
So you're saying she was mentally ill and therefore she didn't know what she was doing?
Not that she was mentally ill and she did not know what she was doing. In essence, is that she suffered from a mental disease, and that diminished the degree of culpability or responsibility for her actions.
Valerie had so many customers, she approached another INS agent at this Baltimore immigration office. A second undercover investigation began. In this meeting in a car, Valerie, on the left, paid off the Baltimore agent and told her there would be more to come.
You can probably do like $10,000 a week very easily.
One of her customers was Muhammad Alaman, who came here from Sudan. Like so many others, he borrowed the money to pay her, $4,000, all of which he paid up front.
So this big money, so I'm going to get the green card so I can apply for school, finish education, stuff like that. And I thought it's worth it.
Glover filled out this application for Muhammad, She gave him a Maryland address and had him change his name. Muhammad Alaman is now spelled this way. Muhammad was granted the card.
Got a card, and I was very glad, and wow, this is fast. I mean, this is good. You know, and it was easy.
By this time, back in Philadelphia, 38 immigration brokers had paid over $500,000 in bribes. They were clamoring to pay more, but the investigators decided enough already. So Bill Horn told the brokers that if you want to keep bribing me, you have to come here to a meeting so we can schedule the bribes. Almost all of them came.
As they arrived at the INS building and went up to the designated floor and came off the elevator, they were escorted to the meeting room, at which point they were arrested.
What'd they say?
For many, it was stunned silence. For some, it was confessions. It was fun.
It wasn't fun for the brokers. Over the past year, a total of 45 have been arrested. Those who didn't attend that meeting in Philadelphia were picked up in their homes or businesses. Some have already been sentenced, usually to about 3 years in jail. Others are awaiting trial. The illegal immigrants who paid them won't do so well either. When, after 1 year, they go to get their cards renewed, they'll be told what Muhammad Alaman was told on this day when he came here to the Baltimore INS office. Sorry, your card is no good. Muhammad and all the others will be deported.
Now I feel like my American dream is gone. No more American dream, so you feel bad about it, but this is true.
And Barbara, he and the others now cannot come back to this country even to visit, though in 10 years they can reapply.
You know, John, you can't help but feel sorry for the illegal alien who's deported. So tell us again, what are the main ways that you can get a green card legitimately?
There are 3 main ways. You can find an employer who will sponsor you, and then the employer must say he cannot find an American who will do that job.
Yeah.
You can marry a U.S. citizen, or you can prove that you were here in '82.
Well, there are people who can get it legitimately who still use brokers.
Well, they use the brokers because they're dealing with the bureaucracy. I mean, you know what it's like trying to get a driver's license or doing your taxes, and you speak English pretty well. So they're scared, and these brokers offer help. Some are legitimate, some take advantage of it.
Sad situation all around, isn't it?
Yes.
Thanks, John.
Well, next, a new and headline-making story about the assassination of JFK. The Warren Commission said the fatal shot was fired from the rear. But now comes a flat contradiction from this physician. He treated Kennedy in the emergency room.
I looked at the wound again. I wanted to know and remember this the rest of my life. And the rest of my life, I will always know he was shot from the front.
The details in Tom Gerald's report right after this.
In a nationwide survey, 5 times as many homeowners said Century 21 could do the most to help you sell a home. So if anyone else tries to tell you they'll do a better job than Century 21, they're probably full of hot air. Call Century 21 and see why we're preferred 5 to 1.
Healthy. A lot of foods are wearing that name. And yeah, they may have the numbers to back it up. But do they have a taste that'll make you want to eat them? Now this is Healthy Favorite Smoked Turkey from Oscar Mayer. This is the real thing. Nothing funny. It's real turkey breast that's naturally low in fat and only 12 calories a slice. And the taste? Well, the proof's right here. New Healthy Favorites from Oscar Mayer. Who else would you trust?
Ask anyone who's driven a Ford lately. Ask them about quality. One of the reasons 5 of the 10 best-selling cars and trucks in America are Fords. The F-Series pickup, Taurus, Explorer, Escort, and Ranger. 5 out of 10 of the country's best sellers. It's quality that breeds success. Have you driven a Ford lately? It's more than just a question. It's an answer.
You know, it's not something we talk about.
Then don't talk about it.
But when Raymond gets
Gets what?
You know, constipated.
What?
I give him Phillips Milk of Magnesia.
Put that away.
Phillips works overnight and immediately starts soothing the stomach acid Ray sometimes gets when he's feeling...
Oh, Maureen.
Well, it's true, honey.
Only Phillips immediately starts soothing your upset stomach and then relieves constipation overnight.
It can happen to anybody.
But you don't even know these people.
Head-to-head and side-by-side, the world's top skiers duel for our national crown. It's the Chrysler Plymouth U.S. Pro Ski Championships, Saturday on ABC Sports.
Saturday.
Commissioner Scally's going to jail.
What? Is Tony busted by a crooked judge?
We got a judge in our pocket.
The woman was raped. The husband was tortured. He's not crooked. He's in trouble.
The commish, Saturday.
Tonight, in a season of new movies and theories about the assassination of JFK, this report will draw lightning. A doctor who was with President Kennedy when he died breaks nearly 30 years of silence. Dr. Charles Crenshaw was in the emergency room when President Kennedy was brought in. He examined the president, saw the wounds close hand, and based on that, Dr. Crenshaw challenges the results of the Warren Commission. In an eyewitness account that is rich in detail and history and emotion, Dr. Crenshaw relives for Tom Jarrell the death of the president.
On a sunny autumn afternoon in Dallas, President Kennedy, the First Lady, and Texas Governor John Connally shared the presidential limousine. They passed large, friendly crowds, a good sign for a political outing. But as the entourage reached Dealey Plaza, passing below the 6-story high school book depository building, suddenly lives were shattered.
We interrupt this program to bring you a special bulletin from ABC Radio. 3 shots were fired at President Kennedy's motorcade today in downtown Dallas, Texas.
Almost since the day the bullets rang out here in Dealey Plaza, conspiracy theories have emerged. They've come from many sources, always suggesting a plot to kill the president with more than one gunman involved. The latest conspiracy theory comes from a respected physician who refused to speak out until his professional career was largely behind him. We've seen from news photographs what happened here on November 22nd, 1963. His views come from a small emergency room where there were no cameras present, and until now, details have been scarce. Doctor, the president we know was shot, passing on the road in his motorcade down below, and the official version has Lee Harvey Oswald firing from behind. From what you say and what you're describing, he was shot from the front.
That's correct.
Meaning there had to be 2 gunmen.
At least 1, and maybe 2 more.
And you believe that?
I'll always believe that, because of the wounds that I observed at Parkland Hospital. Most important.
Today, Dr. Charles Crenshaw is chairman of the surgery department at John Peter Smith Hospital in Fort Worth. But in the early 1960s, he was a 3rd-year resident at Parkland Hospital in Dallas, assigned to the trauma team, where he had observed hundreds of gunshot wounds. Let's recall the scene that day. A bewildered First Lady, her clothing splattered with her husband's blood, stayed by his side as he entered the hospital. Among the surgical staff rushing into this medical chaos was Dr. Crenshaw, a junior member of the emergency room team who became an eyewitness to history.
We ran into the emergency room, and there was bedlam, total bedlam. People were running in. People were crying.
Did President Kennedy have any vital signs when you reached the...
He had barely a pulse. He had an agonal respiration. He had no blood pressure whatsoever.
Did you see the tide, his life, in effect, running out?
Yes. However, God love him, Malcolm Perry. He didn't want him to die as much as all of us. He started closed chest massage, pumping on his chest, trying to make him come back or resuscitate the heart.
After the medical team had done their best, had worked as hard as they could and realized it was hopeless, was there time for tears among those who had put so much emotion and effort into this?
Just before the cleanup really started, there was blood and bandages on the floor. His back brace was askewed on the wall.